Previously on Dandies in Danger.
The Manus turns to his witches. Find the necromancer. I should very much like to meet him in person. The Manus bends his neck forward. He takes hold of something out of his spine. A set of 3 thuribles attached to the threatening head of a halberd burst from the Manus's back. What would Adrian feel is the smartest thing to do to save his friends right now?
Just try to run directly at the man. A natural 20!
Oh my god!
Let's fucking go!
Liam extends his palm. From the depths of slumber, sword, hear your master's call. Awaken! And pulls the sword from the ring. I want to get him in the mouth.
He pierces through the right cheek and through the tongue and then out the other side. Does Liam pull it out again?
As violently as possible, please. Adrian, the angels.
What am I supposed to do?
Blow out the candles.
Oh, okay.
I am now going to attempt the gravitas spell again.
The Manus buckles from this immediate huge weight.
He zoops into the shadows and comes out and starts to work on blowing out the candles.
There's this spray of blood as you hit him in his other thigh, and he falls to both of his knees. Suddenly, 3 hooded figures, draped in white, emerge from the darkness, dragging a 4th figure between them.
Oh, what's up, Manoj?
No.
Foolish Manoj, I've yet to possess a ring finger.
Hi, my name is Elijah, my pronouns are he, him, and I play the voice of Zachary Wilkos.
Hello, I'm Cass. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm voicing Liam Bardsley.
Hi, I'm Chess, he, she, they, and I voice Daniel Pritchard.
Hi, my name is Toast, pronouns she, they, and I play the voice of Adrian Edwards.
And now the 3 white witches are here to fight you.
This is going on for forever. Oh my god.
No. We got to get the fuck out of here.
Okay, now it is Zachary's turn. What are you doing? You have blown out the candles of 2 of the 3 angels.
Other than shitting myself?
Methinks it'd be nice if we could just skedaddle.
Oh, I forgot to mention. When Adrian blew out Maria's candles, Maria's egg shattered.
Oh.
Oh, that's nice.
But she is still too weak to move. She looks even worse now. When Zachary blew out the other angel,
Candles.
his
We have one more.
his egg is also shattered. And Mavano is the only one who is still stuck under the Manus's influence, and the flowering white pollen is still there. Daniel looks at Zach, and he passes over his cravat pin, or he pulls it and he says, "For the witches!" And he throws the cravat pin to Zachary. The spell of waking is in his cravat pin.
Zachary already...
Oh.
That means I'm gonna have to get near him.
Yeah.
Zachary...
They're all currently holding Manoj right now and seem to be touching him and trying to put him under.
Great, I hate it. Yeah, alright, okay, yeah, okay. So anyway, he catches that shit. Oh god. He says, and are there shadows connecting? Yes, great. He dips into the shadows and he goes to the medium one, I guess.
Okay.
And he comes up behind them.
Okay.
He latches on from behind and he slaps his hand over their eye. And he's already whispering the wake up spell.
Roll d20. See how successful that is. I'll let you roll with advantage because they are preoccupied with
Good,
a very
I'm glad.
powerful necromancer.
Jesus Christ.
You just got a 2. Alright.
6.
Add your arcane.
Have you added your resolve yet?
Yeah, he's already used his resolve.
9.
Okay. Not good enough.
Does
So
it stagger them at all?
it does distract them from putting Manoj under. So you've halted that process in them.
Or at least it's paused.
It is paused
I'm
with them.
so fucking useless. God, this is going on forever. All right.
Now it is Adrian's turn.
I'm going nuts.
You wanted to make your way to Mavanwi, I think.
Yeah, I think that's all I can do.
You want to use that turn to get to her?
Yeah,
Good. Now you're in her room.
great.
Now it is the Manus' turn. He pulls out his harpoon gun again and aims it at Liam.
Okay.
Do you have disadvantage still? Because he's bleeding so profusely.
Yes, I'm gonna roll with disadvantage. He's losing a lot of blood. I just got a 2, so that's probably the disadvantage. Yeah, and then I got a 5.
Okay.
He's doing poorly. So he tries to aim it at you, but he clicks it and nothing happens. And then he looks down at it and realizes he hasn't loaded it. And this frustrates him, but it is clear that the blood loss is starting to make him a little delirious. Now it is Daniel's turn.
Daniel could just start trying to ferry some of these angels out of here.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Try to, get them out.
Like, if he gets them out, he could have Fergus at the civet hole.
Yeah. Summon Fergus with a feather, because he still has a feather.
He does.
So yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so Daniel, with the combined knowledge of everyone, gets it in his idea. In his plan, he pulls out his Fergus feather, and he thinks really hard on Fergus, and then he puts it back, and where was he? I think he was trying to make his way towards Zachary when he threw the pin at him. So let's say that the first angel he comes to is the man. His name is Peter.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I'm tired of saying the angel and the man. Okay, he makes his way to Peter, but you guys don't know his name is Peter.
I feel that, DM struggles.
So he makes his way there, and that is his turn, is that he calls Fergus, and now he is with Peter.
Great. Liam.
Now it is Liam's turn.
Cool. I'm going to strike at the Manus. Nat 20.
Oh my god.
Lord.
Okay.
That fencing skill coming in.
The dice just likes it better whenever I'm fencing.
Yeah, for real.
Legitimately,
For
like,
real.
not even with my proficiency, I just legitimately roll better whenever I'm fencing.
Yeah.
So since I got a nat 20, can I move in and clock this motherfucker with the hilt of my sword?
Yeah.
Just beat him in the temple?
Yeah, if you want to.
I would like to do that, please.
Go ahead, roll your 2d8s for damage.
6, 7, that's 13. Oh, and then 13 plus 5, 18 damage.
Awesome. And he takes full damage for that because you're hitting him in the head, which is not guarded.
Did I knock him the fuck out, or is he still... I mean, we have to play by the rules. It depends on his hit points, I assume, but...
You strike him in the head, but you feel that deflection again. So you don't knock him out. He's still awake, but he receives all the damage. It is Zachary's turn. Where are you right now?
I'm with the witches.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and wake him up one more time.
Okay, you're working on the middle one again.
Yep. D20?
Yes, please.
Oh, 18.
Awesome. You hold her right on the eyes, and you say, "Aperi oculus tuos." And you feel her shudder, and then she lets go of Manoj, and you are successful.
Thank God.
You feel that she doesn't, she's not being hostile towards you or anything, and you can probably let go of her.
Yeah, he does.
And she turns to look at you, and she looks like she's in, a nightmare. Her eyes are misty with tears, and she looks so confused. She says, "Where am I?"
I'll tell you later.
And she looks around at what's happening in front of her.
He says, "Do you know any awakening spells?"
"Yes,
Wake your friend."
my friend."
Oh, whatever that is. He says, pointing to the smallest one.
Okay, you've instructed her to do so. Now it's Adrian's turn.
He's in Mavanwi's room.
Nice.
Gonna
Roll a
blow out
d4.
some candles. 3.
Nice. You successfully blow out 3 candles, and you see the eggs start to crack a little. Now it is the Manus' turn. He spits a bit of blood, and he takes out his serrated dagger, and he throws it at Liam. I got a 7 and a 19, so he had a 7. He throws a serrated dagger at Liam, and it misses. And now he doesn't have that dagger, and one of you could pick it up. That is his turn. Now it is Daniel's turn. Daniel goes to Peter and shakes him to try to wake him up. Wake up, wake up. And Peter kind of like blinks. Daniel says, I'm going to get you out of here. And then he kind of looks at the cracks in the walls around the almondells, or he tries to search for them. I'm going to roll perception. 6.
Oh no.
He had wisdom.
Yes, that would be an 11. So he knows that he might be able to get out with the cracks at the floor, where the floor and the walls meet. But that is all he can do for this turn. Now it's Liam's turn.
All right. I'm attacking.
The man is at your mercy.
That one's not going to do so hot. That one is only an 8.
Okay.
Liam was going to aim at the hand that was still holding his harpoon gun, his crossbow.
His right hand.
His right hand. But I imagine an 8 does not manage to connect.
Yeah, not quite.
Okay.
He jerks his hand out of your way as you try to stab it. Now it is Zach's turn.
Yeah, Zachary and hopefully the other witch are waking up the other two, so Zachary then goes for whoever the tallest one is? Because it was big, medium, small, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pointer, middle, and little one.
Okay, so he goes to Pointer,
Okay.
and he again attempts to wake them up.
She turns
What?
to you. She's this very harsh-looking woman. She looks like the Reverend Mother from Lynch's Dune.
Oh my gosh,
The Bene
okay.
Gesserit. She's kind of like bald and harsh-looking.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll contest roll against you. 11.
Nice.
Ooh.
By 1 point.
Okay, so you want to throw your hands on her eyes or something?
Yeah, he does so again. He, like, thrusts his hand up into her eyes.
It seems like she doesn't want to remove her hands from Manoj, so now you can say it. Aperi oculus tuus. She blinks, not quite knowing where she is, and she looks around and she looks at you.
Well,
And middle is working on little one. I'm gonna have them roll against each other. Oh yeah, 20 versus 14. She awakens the third witch.
everybody awake?
Yes, everyone is awake, but once they let go of Manoj, he falls to the ground unconscious.
Oh, jeez. He's... because he got to this, so he was concerned at first, and then he pulls back and was like, mother... and then he just instead turns Manoj over roughly, and he grabs him by the front and he gives him a good shake and says, wake up!
No Aperi oculus tuus for you.
No.
Only shake you, slap you.
Well, he doesn't know, like, if he's under or if he's just, like, so scared he passed out.
Okay, that's your turn. Now it's Adrian's turn. Adrian's got one more candle to blow out, so I'll just give that to you. You don't have to roll for it.
Yay.
Because that's the lowest anyway.
Duh.
Adrian successfully blows out the fourth candle, and the blooming flower bursts and rains down and dissipates and is completely gone. The Manus looks behind him and, for the first time, looks like a trapped animal. Like you guys really are getting the upper hand on him. It is his turn now. He doesn't want to degrade himself. He looks very upset, but he does nothing. He just sits there and tries to prop himself up.
Zachary basically just yells, it's over! You have nothing left, just stop!
We've got 3 witches and 3 angels and 4 lads against him. Daniel is still trying to ferry Peter out, but he pauses because it seems like everything has come to a halt. And everyone looks to the Manus, who does nothing and just continues to bleed. And he coughs a bit. He sighs, and then he slowly, as if in a trance, turns his head back to look at Zachary.
Fucking motherfucker.
And since the very first time since meeting him, you see a grin slide across his blood-bathed teeth, and his eyes shine with covetous admiration as he gazes directly into Zachary's eyes and whispers, "You would have made an exquisite puppet." He trembles, wheezes in hoarse laughter, spatters of blood flicking through the air, and you watch the very moment when life leaves his eyes, and at the same time his halberd fades into thin air, setting him face forward onto the cold, hard stone floor. A small, dark pool of blood spreads slowly from his lifeless corpse.
Zachary feels very violated by that sentence. And even though he seems dead, he's like, shuddering and shaking with a bit of fear and rage, and there are, like, violent compulsions within him, and he wants to, like, scorch this man from the very earth. And there's another just trained instinct that keeps him still, and these two forces just sort of violently fight for control in him, and he's just standing there shaking with shuddering breath.
Daniel breathes and wonders if the Manus is gonna get up again. But nothing happens. The witches watch as well, and seem to awaken more to themselves, now that their captor is dead.
We have to get out of here. We have to get out of here, says Zachary, looking around.
Manoj is still unconscious.
Daniel, we have to drag everybody out of here.
Daniel nods. Right. He points to the floor and the cracks, and he says, we could probably find a way out through the cracks.
Okay.
I'll take this one. Is everyone all right?
I mean, Adrian's just in his room with Mavon. He's probably crying, not like sobbing, but he probably just has a lot of tears coming out of his eyes that he can't help.
Mavanwi is weakly lying there, but she stretches a hand to you and puts it on your hand.
He puts his hand on her hand.
There's a couple of, like, just tears coming out of Zachary's eyes, and he wipes them away, but he just has this very, like, intense look.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still running on adrenaline. He goes, okay, here's the plan. Everybody that can walk, you're going to be holding hands, and we are going to ferry you out of here. You do not let go when we are in the shadows. I think that
you guys start to hear commotion from the upper floors. The three white witches look up, and then Pointer looks to Zachary and says, we can hold them off.
No, you're coming with us. We're getting out of here. We're getting you out of here.
Then we must hurry.
Right. Okay. Liam, can you pick up bodies?
Liam, you can't see his face because it's still in the shadows, but he moves immediately back over to Maria to pick her up. And then how far can we chain this along?
You could probably, like, link elbows with people, and, like, someone is, like, holding a body while linked elbows with other people, and we could just make one big chain.
Honestly, that might work.
I would like to get as big of a chain as possible if you don't mind us kind of skimming over that part instead of determining who holds who.
Yeah,
because there's, like,
that doesn't matter.
Four
it
bodies
is
that
possible.
need to be held.
Yeah, Manoj is still unconscious, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we gotta carry this guy
Let's
out.
just do we? Wake the fuck up. Like,
No, don't wake him up.
oh.
Do not wake him up.
All right,
Anyway,
so you've got
okay,
four
so-
bodies to move.
Liam
He
is-
doesn't.
You all
Liam is
link
going
arms.
to indicate to Zachary, don't wake him up until we're out of here.
You all
Zachary
link
lists.
arms,
Okay.
even with the white witches.
Yes.
And Daniel suggests that he be on one end and Zachary be on the other, just in case something happens.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you all join hands, and then Daniel looks to one of the cracks in the floors and he says, here goes nothing. And then he jumps in. And then you all feel yourselves sliding along that network of shadow. And you can feel the presence of everyone. No one lets go. And then you pop outside of the church. And you see a familiar looking carriage with 4 different colored horses and a hunched angel on the back of it. I heard you called.
We did.
I've got quite the crowd.
Yes, well, everybody in.
How many people are there? There's you 4, there's Manoj, there's 3 angels, there's
And 3 witches.
3 witches. There are 11 people.
We're all getting in. We're all sitting on each other's laps.
It is possible you do shove yourselves all into one carriage.
It's just
and then
not
he says-
comfortable.
Where are we going?
Somebody could probably sit up front with Fergus at least.
Who
Yeah.
wants to do that?
None of the boys. They have to stay together.
I was gonna have Zachary sit up next to him.
Sure, you can if you want. If you want to talk to him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to go back to your house or anything. Does the church have that information?
He looks at you and he says, "Well, we have to." I've got an idea. And he just clicks the reins.
He has his hood and he just pulls it back up and on.
You all discover that he leads you to his house. And then he also helps you carry the bodies, and once they are out of that space and out of the Almondels, Maria is actually able to stand. She has to be supported by her arms, but she's able to walk a little bit. So is Mvanwi. Peter needs a little bit more coaxing to get up, but he finally does as well. And then Liam probably carries Manoj. He's kind of heavy, though. He's a big, muscly man. Probably Daniel also helps carry. And you guys place him on the couch. Or on the floor, if you want. Yeah. Maybe some of the angels sit on the couch. Yeah.
Are his animals there?
Yeah, the dogs are there. Linus the blind cat is there. The crows are here. And the crows kind of look around, and one of them alights on a pile of books right next to Zachary and looks at him and cocks its head like, "Are you okay?"
He kind of glances at it, and then he looks back at the floor. He's been very quiet this whole time.
Fergus starts making tea for everyone.
I think everybody's just deathly quiet right now.
Yeah. What do you do about Manoj?
Tie him up.
Do we have anything to tie him up with?
Alright, do you want to tie him up?
Yeah. Zachary thinks to tie him up. I mean, Fergus has probably got rope. Works with horses and shit.
Yeah, if you go out to Fergus's backyard, which you had glanced out the window, you do see some rope hanging on a hook.
Yeah, Zachary goes and he gets rope, and actually while he's out there... So I want to say while they had been, like, gathering everybody and stuff like that, I'm still keeping in the back of my head that the Manus had thrown a knife, and it had been out of his reach, and now Zachary has it. Well,
now he has the serrated dagger.
Yeah. So he takes the rope and he kind of checks where he put the serrated dagger, puts his cloak back over it, and he takes the rope, and he comes back inside, and he calls over and he goes, "Liam, help me with him."
Liam stands up automatically.
He's like, "We're gonna tie him up," basically, and they tie him up.
Fergus sees this. What's this? Hostage situation?
Sort of. This man did almost...
In my house?
This
he
man...
tried to kill us. He was going to leave us for dead.
Oh, say no more.
Right. Okay.
Waves a hand at you.
Fergus, do you have somewhere private?
Yeah.
Somewhere with a shut door?
Yeah. My bedroom.
That'll do. Liam, can you move?
Excuse the mess.
Liam is just following Zachary's orders, almost like a puppet. Just like whatever Zachary says, he's doing it.
Great. Move him up here with me, will you? They find this unconscious body a chair, and they put him in it.
Yeah, there are plenty of chairs.
Great, and Zachary is gonna wake this dude up.
Okay. You gonna use the waking spell?
Yeah.
Okay. You place your hand on his eyes, probably.
Yep.
And he awakens. He looks around.
Good morning.
Do you have your hood still on? Or can he see your
No,
faces?
he's dragged his hood off. Good morning.
He nods.
Liam keeps his hood up.
Wonderful bit of help you were. Up until the end.
He nods.
So you thought you were going to make off with somebody?
3 somebodies, if all went to plan.
And you were just going to leave us behind?
He doesn't say anything.
To what end? Now that I'm convinced that you weren't going to help us out of the goodness of your heart.
I had a deal to keep.
With who?
An entity.
A name would be nice, says Zachary, stepping forward.
It doesn't give names, you know that.
You had a deal to keep with a demon.
It wasn't Carrion, if you're concerned of that.
What name did it give you?
It doesn't matter, does it?
Did you tell it about us?
Not about you, you weren't part of the deal, no. I just had to get those 3 angels. By any means necessary.
He thinks a moment, and then he reaches for his belt and he takes out the hidden knife and he puts it to his throat and he goes, "Tell me why I shouldn't just kill you right now. Because I'm thinking you're going to still try and go after those angels. You still have a deal, right?"
He looks profoundly exhausted for a moment. And very sad. And he says, "All right, go ahead."
He kind of presses it a little bit closer and he goes, "Give me a reason why I shouldn't just stop you."
You could have left me to the wolves.
Liam cannot keep his cool anymore. Liam just killed somebody and he's about to watch one of his best friends commit a murder. And he can't deal with that. So he still has his hood up, but he steps forward and puts a hand on Zach's shoulder. "Don't."
He was going to leave us there to die. He was going to leave me there to be...
We made it, didn't we?
I want to know what deal you made with this demon. I want to know if it's here in the city.
The being I serve, it tasked me with procuring these 3 angels. Why these ones specifically, I don't know. I don't know its reasoning. I was to take them to it, and it would deliver me the souls of my departed wife and children.
Can't bring anyone back.
I am a necromancer.
It doesn't work like that. I think you know that.
I've brought many spirits back. I had never been able to find them.
If I let you go, will you keep doing this?
He seems terribly exhausted. He closes his eyes. He opens them again. I don't know. His eyes become misted over, like he's lost.
Liam wants to move Zach's hand away, if he'll let him.
Manoj seems a little lost in memories, and he says, We tried for years to have a child who would stay, a child who could reach adulthood, or God, even childhood. But something was always wrong. There were miscarriages, and when there were not, I remember her little crib, her body, so still, too still. I knew what had happened. Felt the warmth fading. I knew that she was nothing more than flesh. Cold flesh growing colder. Her little rose petal feet, cold. Rot would take the corpse. There's nothing in it. It was flesh in a crib. It is the most unnatural and harrowing thing to give birth to death, to father a corpse. We tried again, and the attempt took my wife. I've only ever created and spread death, infected all I loved. There's something terrible and rotted in me. I can do naught but spread it. So I studied, attempted to understand it, to command it, and I was successful. But I never found them. In all my ventures into the realm of spirits, I never found them. My beloved Pallavi, my family of ghosts. That is, until it revealed what it did. I know it's stupid to trust anyone without proof, but surely a being of vast understanding and capability could succeed where I had failed. If there was even the smallest chance I could see them again, I had to take it. But you are right not to trust me. This does not condone my actions, I know. I lost them years ago, but in the process of recovering them, it seems I have lost myself.
Zachary's hand lowered somewhere in the middle of all that, and the blade has been taken away from his throat, and sort of the fire that spurred him on to take a man's life just isn't there anymore. I want you to get out, and I want you to remember that I've done this, and I want you to abandon this crazy search for people who cannot come back. And I don't ever want to see you again. Or I will kill you. I will make you my first.
What's Liam think of that, coming out of Zach?
Liam actually takes the serrated knife out of Zach's hand now that he's not gripping it so tightly, and he cuts away the binds on Manoj, but he's actually going to pull down his hood so that he can look Manoj in the eyes, and he puts both hands on either side of him on the chair so that he's sort of leaning over him. You create death, you say? It's following you somewhere within, emanating from you? Well, what are you going to do about that now? You're just going to let that be your story? Are you going to let yourself continue down this path as you will? I don't think you will. Not with someone with the determination to chase his wife and child to the ends of the earth. Take the time you need. Stay away from us, but you have a chance now to do something. And I'd like to see you take it. This is what you owe us now. We spared your life. We could have left you there, in the church. Do this with your life now. Make something of it.
These words affect him. It seems like he's never heard a message like this before. He grows misty-eyed again, and he looks down and he says, I can't promise not to give up the search, but I promise to stay away from you and those 3 angels.
Get out.
He gets up, and he quickly makes his way past you, and you hear Fergus's front door open and shut.
It takes like a hot second before tears just come bursting forth from Zachary's eyes, and he falls to his knees and he holds his arms and his shoulders are shuddering as an ugly noise is coming out of him. And it's grief, because while they made it out with every one of their friends, and Zachary managed to not kill that day, I think he's lost his entire life, and I think he thinks that that life is gone, that security is gone, and he could do nothing against anybody, and even let the person that betrayed them go, and he feels small and weak, and there is just an ugly, sad, hollowing sound coming from Fergus's upstairs bedroom that just haunts the air.
Liam bends down next to him and wraps Zach in his arms, and he's just saying, Thank you. Thank you for letting him live, Zach. I know that wasn't easy. We'll get you set up. You can come work at the bank, Zach. It's not all done yet. Zachary, you don't... We'll make it so that you can get by, Zach. You don't have to fight.
Daniel kind of timidly opens the door because he heard Zach crying. He says, You all right? And then he sits down next to Zach and puts his arm around him. He hugs him tightly.
It's over. It's all over.
Where's Adrian?
Sitting on a couch. He might still be sitting next to, I can't remember which angel he got out. Mavonwe?
Mavonwe, yeah.
Yeah, he was sitting next to her.
And then Adrian has noticed that as soon as these angels are out of the almondells and out of the church and all those sigils, they seem to be healing rapidly. They seem to be coming to really quickly, blush in their cheeks, seem to have more energy. Mavonwe had to be laid down on the couch, but she is sitting up now. As 3 of us lads come downstairs, we notice that the former White Witches are speaking with one another in a corner of the house. The 2 taller ones seem to be trying to convince the smallest one of something, but the smallest little one blurts something at them that you can't hear and then charges across the living room and leaves out the front door. Pointer stares after little one and middle cries.
Zachary's just sort of watching that go down, and I think he's not present enough to follow.
Yeah, I think they're still all too shell-shocked to know what to do with that situation. Does Fergus do anything?
Yeah, he goes over to them and talks to them and asks what happened. But I won't go into that if none of you are going to approach them.
Well, Zachary won't go after the littlest one, but he will go over to Pointer and Middle. Is everything all right?
Pointer looks at you. She's a very stern-looking, bald woman with a hood over her. She's older, like maybe early 50s. He says he wants nothing to do with us. I think our faces remind him of everything we experienced. Everything from which you released us.
Is he going to be all right out there?
I'll go after him. And Fergus, since none of you object, he goes after little one. Pointer watches after him and then closes her eyes for a moment, as if to brush away the nightmare of memories. Then she bends her knee and bows her head slightly to Zachary. To all of you, actually. You are truly remarkable gentlemen. We owe you our freedom. I can only speak for myself. We are no longer a unit. We are individuals. A look of realization seems to pass over her eyes as she says this, like a prisoner glimpsing the sun. I speak for myself when I say, you may call on me in the future, though please respect that I have done the bidding of another for 9 years, and I reserve the right to refuse you should I find your request unsavory.
Zachary shrugs. You don't owe us, me, anything.
I do. We all do. She bows again.
Well, can I at least know your name?
This very frail, vulnerable look passes over her. I don't know.
That's fine.
What were your names?
Oh, I'm Zachary.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Mr. Liam Bardsley.
I don't know if Adrian's even paying attention to the conversation you're having over there.
And that one over there is Adrian.
Liam, Adrian, Daniel, Zachary. She bows to you. Thank you.
Is there something by which we can call you?
I was Pointer for 9 years.
Surely you still don't want to be referred to as Pointer. You can choose anything now.
Let me think about it. Perhaps in the future I will have a name for you.
Do you have somewhere to stay? Somewhere you can go and call home?
She thinks about it. I remember a sister in London, and I remember her home. I will go to her. Surely she still lives in our family home. I will take my leave then. She bows to you.
Oh, by yourself?
She smiles. Dear ones, I am old. 9 years is not too much of my life to have forgotten entirely who I am, or my city.
Right. Well, be safe.
And you. Perhaps you will meet me again in the future, and I suspect I will have remembered my name by then.
He nods and kind of bows to her a little.
She bows as well, and then she touches Middle's hand and squeezes it. And then the older White Witch, former White Witch, a free witch now, exits the home. And Middle approaches you guys and curtsies broadly and with frantic energy, and she says, "Thank you, kind sirs. Thank you. May I kiss your hands?"
There's no need. Honestly, it's your freedom, your right to it. We just, helped out where we could.
It would be our pleasure if we exchanged names. May we ask your name?
She curtsies a bit. Kind sirs, I'm afraid I don't remember either.
Do you remember any family? Any place we might deliver you somewhere safely?
She thinks. No.
Okay. I'm sure Fergus would be willing to have you stay here for a while until you regain those memories then.
Yes. She nods.
Until then, don't worry about it. And honestly, our hands are really dirty. You don't want to kiss them.
She laughs a little. The nightmare is over, isn't it?
Zachary opens his mouth as if to say yes, but he hesitates and instead draws a look up towards Liam and Daniel.
You'll be alright now. Fergus will see you're alright.
He nods at
He's
this.
a pretty stand-up chap.
Yes. The man is... I know we all saw him die, but I can't shake the thought that he might come back. He was my world for so long. My entire world. Fergus will help you get situated.
Yes. Best not to think about it for now.
Yes, why don't you sit down, actually? Daniel takes her hand and helps her into a chair.
Where?
On the side, I don't know.
Yes.
Usually just a stack of books with a cloth over it.
He puts a cloth over a stack of books and helps her sit on it. She's kind of small, so she fits. You feel a magical presence come up to you. If you were to turn, you see the blue-feathered angel has walked up to you. He still seems a bit peaky and pale and wide-eyed, and he seems a little awkward, and he says, "Hello, I'm Peter. I'm told you four are the gentlemen who saved us." He bows. "Thank you. You have no idea the tortures under which they were subjecting us. It may be a while before I can face a demon again, but I am on the mend. I should have known. Humans are by far the more dangerous enemy. I forget that sometimes." And he nods at you for it, and it seems like he wants to be on his way.
Oh, Peter, I think this is yours. I would like to return it to you. And Liam was holding one of Peter's blue feathers.
Peter blinks and looks at it, and then he touches it. Well, I can't very well put it back in. You can keep it.
Are you sure you wouldn't rather give it to someone else?
Then to my rescuers. I think that's fitting. Use it wisely.
Liam is a little abashed, and he takes it back reluctantly.
Well,
Let's say that this feather does the same thing that a Fergus feather will do. It would summon Peter if you think of it, and if you threw it on the ground, it would explode in holy light and dispel bad things. It'll help you also see supernatural things like Zachary, if it's on your person.
Wow.
I don't think Liam was.
well, Peter, I imagine you know how to find your way from here?
Oh yes. It's not far from where I live.
Ah, I see.
He seems a little bit tight-lipped, like he is used to being awkward in conversations. And he has trouble meeting your gaze, but he says, well, I suppose I should head out then. Thank you again, dear sirs. Oh, I didn't learn your names. And then they tell them his names. We don't have to keep introducing ourselves. But then he learns your names, and he thanks you, and he bows, and he leaves.
Someone should probably go check on Adrian, right?
Yeah, I think after Liam gives, or tries to return the feather to Peter, he's gonna go over and check on Adrian.
Adrian is sitting with Mavonwe and Maria. And as Liam comes over, Maria says, Ah, here they are, the 4 chaps who saved us. Thank you, dears. I'm reunited with my beautiful wife, and we shall return swiftly to care for our 2 daughters. You withstood incredible odds to help us.
Adrian snaps his head up at that. He doesn't say anything, but he's like, fuck.
What?
Just hearing that they've got daughters?
There's a house full of girls. You withstood incredible odds to help us, selflessly. If you should ever be in need, do not hesitate to call. And with that, Maria plucks a white speckled feather from her wing and hands it to you. And when you touch it, you feel as though if you were lost and you used this feather, it would point you in the right direction. It can only be used once, and she's only given one of them to all 4 of you.
Ah.
So this is for a future campaign. If we are ever entirely super duper lost, we can use it once and know where to go.
Nice.
Nice.
Mavonwe stands up and she says, I wish to express my thanks as well. She looks down at her right hand, and a soft blue light forms between the tips of her pointer finger and her middle finger. Mine is a latent blessing, to flower in a time of need, be it moments from now, or years. She touches her fingers to each of your hairlines. What you've received is essentially a get-out-of-death-free card. If under any circumstances we were to die, we won't, and the blessing goes away. So she's created something inside of you that will be sacrificed instead if at any point in the future we actually die during combat. Well,
Truly, you 2 are too kind. It's really Fergus you have to thank for this, because he's the one who sent us out here.
Yes, truly. He randomly found us, said we smelled horrible, and decided we were the ones to go do it.
Liam's gonna look at Zach and be like, was that sass?
Daniel laughs, but Maria and Mavon, we look a little confused.
But he obviously found 4 people he could trust, and he's a good man, and when he comes back, you should also extend your thanks to him, for we wouldn't have known of your plight were it not for him.
And he actually comes back now, and he has the little one with him. The little one has a tear-streaked face and a ruddy nose from crying. Fergus's hand is on their back, and he kind of ushers them in, and you get the sense that both middle and little one will be staying with Fergus for a little while until they can regain their memories.
I don't know why, but Zachary really doesn't want to talk to little one.
They're both experiencing a life-changing trauma.
You guys don't have to talk to little one.
Liam's going to.
Yeah.
Liam's got a bunch of siblings back home and is... how old does Little seem to be?
Can't be older than 22.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, so not like a child.
No.
Yeah, they're actually pretty close to the lad's age. Ages.
He's just the shortest.
Yeah.
They're very short, and they could be anywhere from 12 to 22. You can't really tell. We had best return to our children. They are old enough to look after themselves for a couple days, but no doubt they are worried. Fare thee well, brave gentlemen.
Adrian speaks up for the first time, and he's just like, be careful out there.
And she seems touched by that. We will. Thank you. You four, take care. And Mfanwi also says, "Fare thee well." And like two dancing leaves, Maria and Mfanwi spin around one another, and they levitate, and then they disappear in a burst of light.
Oh, so they can just do that.
And Fergus watches in absolute astonishment, and he says,
Can you do that?
"I had no idea we could do that."
How long have you been an angel?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, a long time, I see.
It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And the space left by Mfanwi, Liam is going to sit down next to Adrian.
Oh, Adrian's gonna look sheepish. He's gonna wipe his face a little.
Can Liam tell if your eyes were red?
I mean, he's been crying
He has
since they left the... Yeah, he looks like
so
shit.
he's not trying to, hide it. He just...
Like, he wants to, but there's nothing he can do. He's just trying fruitlessly.
Adrian, I feel like it would be quite foolish to ask you how you're doing right now, but... Are you holding up all right?
This does make him... He looks at you like, are you fucking serious? Well, no. In fact, awful. I don't know why he looks really consternated. He says, we did what we were supposed to and we got so many people out of there, but I feel horrible. And then he looks at Liam and he's like, are you okay? You can't be.
The important thing is that we've all of us got out of there, and we did what Fergus wanted. We saved everyone.
Adrian, he reached out his hand, he puts it on Liam's hand, and he says it maybe kind of quietly, he just says, I'm sorry, you had to do that.
Ooh!
Mm-hmm.
Liam flinches a little bit, not at the touch, but what Adrian has said, and there is a struggle on his face to keep composure. He's trying really hard. He works his jaw a little bit and looks up at the ceiling and then just sort of nods at Adrian.
Adrian squeezes his hand.
Oh. Oh, man.
Well, you want to go talk to that kid?
Well, not anymore.
They're not going to be very responsive anyway. They're kind of moody,
Okay.
a moody teen, so don't have to talk to them if you don't.
Okay.
Fergus comes over to you guys and stands there awkwardly for a moment and kind of fiddles with his hands.
I realize I approached you, all four of you, out of the blue and asked you to interrupt your lives, challenge the unchallengeable, walk into danger with very little chance of getting out. But you did it. I don't believe anyone else could have done it. Thank you. You feel really special, you know? Makes me feel a little less hopeless, knowing that I'm not the only one guarding the streets.
Oh my gosh.
Knowing that it don't take a being as powerful as an angel to thwart evil. I'm forever in your debt.
He holds up his hand and a blue sigil glows on his palm. You all recognize it as Fergus's true name.
From now on, you don't need feathers to summon me. Think of this sigil, and I shall come to your aid. Well, as quickly as my horses will carry me, at least, until I learn how to do.
He gestures towards where Maria and Mfanwi disappeared.
That. Whatever you need, be it blessings, advice, or even just a carriage ride. And who knows, perhaps someday I may even fight by your side. Not that I'm open for that day anytime soon.
And Carrion slithers forward gracefully, the tips of his fingers pressed together lightly.
Let us hope that day never comes. But the way things are going, I suspect yet more demons shall arise. But you prevented 3 more, under control of the church, no less. You've done excellent work, you four.
Not many spirits would place their trust in mere mortals. He twists his hand and catches hold of something that suddenly appears out of black smoke, a chess pawn.
But I believe you know my stance on this matter.
He lets go and the pawn dissipates into smoke once more.
Now, I wish to discuss our pacts.
Fergus smacks his head.
Oh, pact! I suppose we should undo it now that your part of the deal is fulfilled. Say goodbye to your new powers, dear ones.
Zachary's chest tightens a little as if he doesn't want to say goodbye, and he goes, wait.
Carrion looks over to you, slyly.
My living circumstances have possibly changed, and I might need the ability to slip into shadows easily. What say you we keep this going for a little while longer?
Carrion's eyes brighten. He turns his body fully towards you.
Do you mean that? You wish a pact with me? An ongoing pact?
Okay, yes, but I want to, make it, to make it clear what the parameters of the contract would be. I don't want to be sacrificing small animals to you, or, giving you blood or things like that. So, what would this entail? And that's a very big if, so it's on the table, certainly. But we need to negotiate some things, perhaps. Or you need to tell me what it is, actually, because I'm not going to negotiate with you. Because I can't.
Very well.
Devote a corner of your home to me. No lights, just shadow. And provide dates once a month.
Like the fruit?
Yes.
Got it. Is that it? Really? No, there's more, surely.
A shrine and dates. Yes.
Deal. He looks at Liam, because he knows Liam's going to judge him a little bit, so he says deal, very short, and then he, pauses and he looks over at Liam.
Liam is kind of covering his mouth with his hand and is pointedly not looking at Zach. He's just sort of like, okay, all right.
I mean, it's the same as having a cross over your doorway.
Liam looks at him. Is it?
I mean, you're devoting, a doorway to God, right?
Is that what those are for?
It was for protection coming in under the doorway.
Yeah, it's almost like a pact, isn't it? It's like you're going, oh yeah, I'll hang this little thing up there so that you make sure that no evil comes into my house.
I thought it was just so God would look around and be like, oh good, they've got their little things up.
Oh, like a little window.
Passes the inventory check, it comes in, he's like,
Speaking of windows, Zachary. Well, I shan't say anything on the matter. If it will keep you safer, Zachary, that is what I care about. And he means it. He's not being sarcastic.
I don't think he ever gets the vibe that Liam has ever been sarcastic towards him. So when Liam says that, he feels a little more at ease to still have Liam's friendship, and nods and looks back to Carrion and goes, right, yes, done. I can do that. It shall be done by tonight.
This means you have to speak to me every month.
Is there something specific you want me to say, or should I also set out tea?
Oh, just think of me.
He thinks about this again, and he nods. He goes, all right. Certainly.
Good. He turns to Daniel, and his eyes are asking, you too? Daniel thinks about it.
I don't know. I found the Shadow Realm a bit terrifying, to be honest. I think I will end my pact.
Carrion shrugs.
Very well. You could always ask me again, if you change your mind.
Well then, I will wait for that day. In the meantime, I don't really wish to spend any more time in the Shadow Realm.
Very well.
Carrion snaps his fingers, and then you all hear a shattering like crystal, and golden shards fall from Daniel's shoulders, and they disappear as soon as they touch the earth.
Oh.
And that knowledge of how to enter the Shadow Realm and how to draw the void into the palm of his hand is gone. And then Fergus looks to you two, Liam and Adrian.
Well, we've had a good run, and he just gets it. He doesn't ask.
He kind of isn't asking. He's kind of like, well, I guess I'll take that off your hands, and
It's the old whelp.
He closes his eyes and is silent for a moment, and when they open again, they are blue as before, and the eyes of his crows have turned blue as well.
If there are no objections, I don't want a shrine or anything like that.
Oh, Liam shakes his head. He's barely making eye contact with Fergus.
He stretches out a hand towards Liam and Adrian, and then, like a conductor coaxing the end of a soft symphony, he gently brings his fingers together. And Liam and Adrian hear that clear shattering, echoing like music, and blue shards fall from them and disappear.
Fret not. We shall never be far. Where there is shadow, I am there. And, because of Zachary's terrifying sacrifice, you'll probably find me in his basement, shoved in a corner. Fare thee well, you four. I suspect I'll see you again soon.
Carrie, one last thing.
Yes.
You said you suspected there might be more demons in London. Demons might approach us again.
I more than suspect. I know.
How do you know? What's happening to London?
A terrible imbalance that must be set right.
An imbalance? Why now?
Who can say? You'll have to find out, won't you?
He looks at his friends, and then he looks back at him and goes, "We'll have to find out? Us? No, I think we're done. I think this was it. I think my life is pretty much ruined now, and we don't have to do anything else."
He seems very amused by this. He's smiling and he's tapping his fingers together and he says, what a silly thought. Can you not sense your responsibility? Why you keep getting dragged into these situations? Fergus said you were special. He has no idea how correct he is. Don't talk about me like I'm not here.
The divorce vibes.
Yeah.
Very well, gentlemen. You know where to find me. Well, you know where I live.
Is that would you like us to leave?
You can stay if you want. I was gonna make tea.
Adrian starts looking around for Linus.
Linus is right under the table in front of you.
I think I will head out, says Zachary.
I'll get us a cab.
Oh, I mean, I can just use this shot. No, that's fine. I'll take a cab. That's his new mode of transportation now, baby. Shadows only. Yes, well, what does one say after everything they have been through like that, I don't know what to do or where to go from here.
Perhaps it is best to go home.
Right. Hopefully the church isn't storming my house as we speak.
Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about that? Don't worry about that? Somebody from the church literally fought me, and I'm not supposed to worry about that. How can I go to work the next morning?
You're not.
No, exactly.
You're not going to work tomorrow.
No, exactly.
Are you out of your mind?
No, I'm not. Listen, they might be at my house. What do you mean, don't worry? They have my address. They know where I live. That's where they send my paycheck.
Everyone has to return home eventually.
Alright.
Goodbye. Then he slips into shadows and he's gone.
Fine. I guess it wouldn't hurt to check.
We'll go with you, Zach.
Yeah.
Daniel nods.
Adrian
All my
nodded
stuff is
too.
there.
Yeah, your stuff is there, yeah. Mine too, coincidentally. Adrian, are you okay?
He shakes his head no. And then shrugs like, well, nothing to do about it.
Do you need me to go with you? The middle, former White Witch, pipes up.
Zachary looks at her.
I am very powerful.
You've been through a lot just now.
I would do anything to defend you four.
You should stay and have tea.
I think it would behoove you to lay low, as of now. They might be looking for one of their missing White Witches. And I think staying out of the public eye might be best.
You need to be your own person.
She's touched by this. She tears up a little and she nods. You're right.
Fergus, though, could we get a ride? Just past my house in case they're raiding it as we speak.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You too. He looks at the White Witches and he points at them. Don't go anywhere. Little one has his arms crossed and he says, we won't. There's tea. Help yourself. Come on, lads. And you all get in the carriage. He takes you to Zachary's home. And at the moment, it does not appear like there is anything different about it. No lights on or anything. No one's home, obviously. But it does not seem like anyone is there.
Why don't I go in first? Are you amenable to that, Zach?
If there is someone in there, though, what would you do?
Zachary can literally go into the shadows.
Oh, yes, that's right.
I appreciate...
And check. Yes,
It's very
yes.
noble of you. You've done enough.
Since you actually like the shadows.
Yeah, well, they're... Don't worry, Liam. You don't have to keep throwing yourself in front of us. I'll go check. And, if there is trouble, you can bet I'll be right back. He sinks into shadow. And then he appears in his house.
And nobody is there. It's just as he left it.
Middy.
Middy's there.
Here's a cat come up to him. Perfect. You've done really well at guarding the house. Pets it. Alright, if there's anybody in here, don't be.
He doesn't hear any answer.
Can he sense things in the shadows and things like that? Like, can he sense other people hiding in shadows or anything like that?
Hiding in shadows?
Not like in like him, but like hiding under the cover of shadow.
No, he kind of just blurrily sees the outside world.
Okay.
But he can slip around in all the shadows in his apartment, which there are many because it's nighttime.
So,
And
okay, he does that.
He can slip around, he can go under couches quickly, he can run around in his basement, and like, he does not find anyone hiding anywhere.
This is gonna be a new nightmare for Daniel. Just Zachary pops out of like corners and just shocks him. This will be fun. Oh, but he does. He checks the house and he comes back out and he's like, for some reason, nobody is there. Well, I mean, my cat is there, but it just seems to me, it seems odd. They must have known my face. Somebody was asking around about me.
Well, he's dead now.
Was he the only one who
You're just
knew?
going to say that right in the middle of the street.
We're in the cab, I thought.
Yes, but we killed a man.
So,
Well,
He was very confident when we were fighting him. Arrogant, even, I would say. Perhaps he didn't tell anyone why he was looking for you.
I mean, he probably thought he was going to nip downstairs, take care of a few pests, and nip right back up.
he did seem that powerful. I guess we'll take it day by day. Alright, well,
Don't forget my offer, Zach.
yes, of course. I will most likely be taking you up on that.
If you do need a place to hide, you could always stay with me.
Thank you, Fergus. Well, Daniel, coming.
Suppose I am.
Adrian,
Huh?
thanks for, not giving up.
Ugh. That just makes him feel kind of gross. He's like, well, it was...
No, I mean, sorry, just... I felt better with you there.
He makes this such a confused, like, what the fuck kind of look face to himself. Huh? That's a completely new sentiment to him. So he just says, you're welcome.
Right.
No, thank you.
Now he looks at him weird.
I'm just glad you're still alive.
I'm glad you're still alive, too.
He looks shocked again, but he doesn't say anything.
If it's appropriate to say, you are all my greatest friends.
Adrian's getting so panicked. This is so much intimate feelings being shared.
Anyway, we've been through a lot, and there's no one else I would trust with my life. But my life has been in the hands of all three of you, multiple times now, and I've held your lives in mine. And I'm happy to have you by my side. All of you.
I feel much the same.
Expect that we'll check in on you soon, Liam and Adrian.
Well, obviously, we'll all be checking in.
Right.
I assume.
He smiles at him.
Yes, I suspect we'll see you all very soon.
Good night.
Be well.
You too. He looks so confused.
So Zachary and Daniel go to their home, and Fergus drops Liam and Adrian off at their homes. Did Liam and Adrian want to have a moment alone in the carriage?
I don't know if Adrian's going to say anything else. And I don't know if this is too intimate, but if they're sitting next to each other, he's gonna put his hand on Liam's knee for as long as they ride home.
I mean, like, he almost
wow.
died, so that makes sense to me that he's probably gonna seize a moment to maybe have a bit of a feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
Just have yourself a bit of a feeling.
Yeah.
Liam is going to speak up and he's going to say, Adrian, truly you did an unbelievable job down there.
Why does it feel so empty?
I don't have an answer for that. But you do deserve a rest, I think, after all of that. And even the first time we went down there, you held up whenever I was unable to keep myself afloat with the lower levels there, and you kept your wits about you, and I'm very proud, and for the time being, I would say...
Sorry, this is so overwhelming for him. There's a huge roller coaster of emotions because he's not used to all this praise and trust and shit being given to him. So he's just making a lot of faces while you're talking.
I think perhaps you deserve a rest after this, so perhaps we could put our fencing practice on pause for a while.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes, I'm quite sure. I mean, you can practice by yourself if you think yourself up to it, but for the meantime, we don't have to, face each other for practice for a while.
Liam's doing this for him. He doesn't want to hold a sword anymore. Not for a while.
Adrian thinks about it. Well, if you think that's a good idea, I just... all right. I'll keep up with it. Maybe I'll try. And then I think he looks at Liam and he's like, Are you going to be okay? That also feels like a very foolish question, but you... he doesn't know how to do it. But just... You need a rest. You did a good job. We might be dead. Otherwise, what you did wasn't wrong.
It just keeps getting higher and louder and more panic.
Liam is going to put his hand down on Adrian's hand, which is resting on his knee.
Yeah, which was probably gripping it really hard without realizing.
My friends are all still here with me. That's the most important thing to me.
You're not... Never mind. That was too poetic. I'll write it down later. But I'm very glad that you're here, everyone's here, and I agree with the sentiment.
I think even if we aren't meeting for practice, we should see each other again soon. Just for a cup of tea.
Adrian nods. He just nods.
I think we're close to your place now. Will you be alright? Getting in yourself?
Oh, getting inside. Yes. Getting inside, yes. Just be... This is so hard for him to say. Just be careful and be generous with yourself. If you can. Okay, bye. And he, leaps from the carriage.
Basically tosses himself out and rolls all the way to his front door.
And then Liam broods on his way home.
Mm-hmm.
Alone.
And that's where we leave them?
Yep.
And that's where we leave them.